Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a Grim Surgeon Rogue subclass mod build in Baldur's Gate 3. This mod's made by Havsglimt, and it's a really interesting one. It's kind of like a rogue healer type subclass. This is from the Griffin Saddlebag. The Grim Rogue has some cool abilities like the Medic, Transfusion, Field Surgeon, Toxic Shock, Bloodbound, and more. This has abilities all the way up to level 17, so we'll be using a level 20 mod for this, but if you're going with level 12, that is also alright. This build will be for both of those. Now, our ability scores are interesting because this is a wisdom-based class as well. So this makes it actually a good multi-class if you want to add in the Gloomstalker Ranger. We got 16 Dexterity, 14 Constitution, 10 Intelligence, 16 Wisdom, and 10 Charisma. Early game, you can swap the Wisdom with Charisma or Constitution here to be able to give yourself a bit more health, but stat spread of something like this looks great. In skill proficiencies, Sleight of Hand and Stealth are pretty good to have. If you're the face of the party, you might want to add in Persuasion. And I know I'm going to get a bunch of questions asking about the outfit. This is the Hunter outfit by Ren. I usually name the outfits in these videos that I do if I'm using a modded outfit, but unfortunately no one always likes to watch the videos, so I get a lot of comments regardless. Want to try and start this off the start. Level 2 gives us the bonus action disengage, dash, and hide, and then into level 3 is when we get to choose our subclass with the Grim Surgeon. Now this gives us the Medic. You gain expertise in the medicine skill. In addition, your familiarity with blood becomes magical, giving you some degree of control over it. As a result, you get a bonus action ability to magically stabilize a nearby unconscious ally. You can use the same magic when you apply traditional healing techniques whenever you use your help action to administer a health healing agent to give the target 1d4 of healing. So you can either bonus action pick up your teammates, or if you use the action, you get a bit of healing on it. Transfusion, when you deal sneak attack damage to a creature that isn't a construct or undead, you gain temporary health points equal to your wisdom modifier. These temporary health last until the start of your next turn. Pretty cool. And then the Medic stabilize there, so you can touch the down creature and stabilize, preventing it from dying. Pretty interesting abilities here. Level 4 gives us a feat. I would just recommend a dexterity increase. Alert's nice, but the dexterity will give us better armor class and initiative too. Level 5 gives us evasion, taking half damage. Also really nice ability to get. Makes you defensive. Level 6, you can choose skill proficiencies. It's your choice there. Acrobatics can be nice to resist yourself being shoved if you are finding that you get shoved off ledges often. Level 7 gives us evasion, take half damage on spells, and if we succeed a saving throw, we take no damage. So further boosting up our defensive capabilities. Making for a pretty decent medic. Level 8 feat, dexterity increase just makes sense. Max it out, get better damage attack rolls, and also give yourself better initiative. Level 9 gives us the Field Surgeon, does 46 of healing, and allows you to painlessly mend an ally's wounds using surgical techniques. A creature other than yourself regains a number of health points equal to your sneak attack dice, and the creature cannot regain health points from this feature until it finishes a long rest. No effects on undead and constructs, so don't apply the construct gloves to someone if you want to use that. Level 10 gives us another feat, so we'll take alert at this point. Although the dual wielder can be kind of nice if you want to use two big weapons, if you don't like using sneak attack weapons. You can use like two long swords with finesse. Reliable talent when you make an ability check with a skill you're proficient in. The lowest you can roll is a 10. That's nice. Level 12 gives us another feat here. And we can also go with the Savage Attacker, reroll your damage die, which can be nice as a flat out boost to our damage. For better survivability, the tough feat will give us 40 extra health, which is huge. Really increasing our overall survivability as a kind of medic healer. Level 13 gives us Toxic Shock. When you gain temporary health points from our transfusion off of our sneak attacks, the target of the attack is overcome by a wave of sickness. Until the end of its next turn, the target's movement speed is reduced by 3 meters, and it has disadvantage on its next attack roll or ability check. And you also get improved transfusion. When you make a sneak attack damage, the creature that isn't a construct or undead, you gain temporary health points equal to twice your wisdom modifier. These temporary health points last until the start of your next turn. We do want to get our wisdom up, but it's tough. There's a lot of stats we can also increase. Blind Sense, you are aware of the location of any hidden or invisible creature nearby. That's nice. And then once we get our way to level 15 here, we get to Slippery Mind. Proficiency in wisdom saving throws, which is huge because command and hold person sucks to get hit with. Level 16 gives us another feat. We can boost up our wisdom at this point because it does boost up a lot of our healing there. Level 17 gives us the Bloodbound. You can command the blood inside of certain creatures immediately after you deal sneak attack damage to a beast or humanoid. You may attempt to place them under dominate beast or dominate person, respectively. So that's pretty cool. This is the last subclass feature that we do get, so you can continue with all 12 levels in this. Elusive you get from level 18 Rogue, which you're so evasive that attackers rarely gain the upper hand. No attack roll is advantage against you while you're not incapacitated, so avoiding every single advantage in the game. Kind of nice, which works well with the Risky Ring giving you free sneak attacks, so that could be a useful option. We can also multiclass in the Gloomstalker Ranger, which give us additional first turn damage with that extra attack. I'm going to keep it with the rogue here just to showcase all the abilities. Level 19 gives us another feat here, so we can boost up our wisdom all the way to 20, or we can go with the savage attacker feat as mentioned previously. And then level 20 is just more health, so that's nice. As for gear, we're going to go with the Mask of Soul Perception plus 2 to attack rolls. Early game, the haste helmet's nice. Really, there's not super lot of options here for helmets that work well. Cloak protection. The ballast armor, doubling piercing damage. We like that. It also works against immunities, despite saying otherwise. So that's really good too. We only got light armor, so early game is your best available light armor choice. And you can use robes, I guess, as well. The Helldust gloves. This gives us additional fire damage. And there's other options that we could go with, like if we wanted to add in like the gloves of dexterity early game, the gloves of the balanced hand to add your offhand attack damage. There's a few good choices here. Wondrous gloves giving a +1 to AC as well can be good. This is a great late game option because it does additional fire damage, which we need any type of extra damage that we can possibly get. So we also got the Boots of Storming Clamor here because we can apply conditions, so this will give us reverberation stacks. We went with the Disintegrated Nightwalkers, we can move around on ice and teleport. And also the Evasive Shoes will put our armor class up to 25. Now I am using a shield here. I think that's best for a battle medic. Rhapsody 2, which will give us additional damage on our attacks and can possibly hit bleeding whenever we hit a target while hiding or invisible. Dolo Armaris is a good offhand to give us increased critical hit damage too, if you prefer that. But since we're kind of a battle medic, I think it's best to have a shield here. As mentioned, Risky Ring, because we don't get advantage against us, so we can use this to give ourselves advantage, which lets us do our sneak attacks on any target, because then we have infinite advantage. The Amulet of Greater Health, just better health, and then also the Ring of Protection for +1 armor class. Puts a 24 AC with the Hell Rider Longbow, that's +3 to initiative as well, so we'll likely go first in combat. Alright, into combat. I also have the Blood Moon mod installed, so that's why everything's dark and red. We got our Field Surgeon here, which can heal up now to a 10d6, and then the Stabilize always going to be doing its thing. We have advantage on all attacks here, so we want to go after any spellcaster that's going to be kind of like ideal to go against. So something like this here, a spellcaster. We'll do our sneak attack. We have advantage. We're going to hit hard, and we may as well roll the free crit. 166 damage plus the 8 from... Yeah, that's pretty good. The sneak attack's obviously going to be a big core principle of this. Now we only get one attack. That's the big downside. So offensively, we kind of aren't great because then our next attack is only going to do upwards of 19 damage versus the 168 that we got from our sneak attack. So that's the biggest issue with this class is you do have a lot of limitations as far as things go like that. But I guess you use arrow many targets on an attacker, which will spread between a few of them, applying reverberation on every attacker. That's pretty good. And then if you have any teammates that are down, you can pick them back up. Or you can just go with your Cunning Action Dash, which will increase our movement speed, so we can just run around everywhere. Woo! That's good, I guess. Not going to be as strong as a real cleric, in all honesty, but yeah, that's something. And it's our turn again, and we're surrounded by 2 enemies that we don't really care about, so we can use our Disengage action to disengage. This gives us the ability to run away and go after the target we do want to attack here, so we can then use our Sneak Attack, 99% hit chance, boom, 102 damage, one-shot them. Perfect. We also got another action here. We may have to use our bonus action next turn to pick up a downed person, but I guess, again, arrow many targets, really. If you have... I have haste in my character, that's why I'm able to attack twice, but normally just go with the sneak attacks. Yeah, the rogue is very limited, just one-shotting people. Also, we do have the improved transfusion here, which gives us our wisdom modifier doubled, so that's 10 extra temporary health. Kind of nice to have, but oftentimes it goes away pretty quickly when we get attacked. Despite us taking less damage overall as well, we also take less spell damage. The temporary health does burn through pretty quick. And it's our turn again, so we're gonna go with a sneak attack. Boom! And the Helldust gloves, because I have the explosive blood. That's why we're making big explosions around us. But yeah, this really is coming all down to doing our sneak attacks and then trying to damage anyone else that we can. This target has 2 health left, so yeah, medically stabilize ourselves we need to. Also, what's cool is the this weapon here with the Rhapsody has the Scarlet Feast here, which has the same icon as the Medic Stabilize. Just a little fun tip about that. These are 3+ bonus of Scarlet, and you can consume that to give yourself either a critical hit for free or give disadvantage on saving throws against your spells. So this is pretty cool too. We can apply this to ourselves, getting a free crit. And we'll use our free crit on this sneak attack here, which will hopefully, yeah, 178. Pretty strong attacks. Obviously, the rogue is all about those high damage numbers. Outside of this, you're good at your field surgeon, your medical expertise. allows you to heal yourself for a number of health points equal to your sneak attack dice. So Shadowheart here needs a heal. She lost a lot of health. Boom, we go ahead. 39 healing. That's actually pretty good. And then we can also pick up our downed allies. So yeah, the Grim Surgeon Rogue. It's an interesting one. Healing yourself by sneak attacks, healing others. It's cool. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next video.